Maxx Bond. What's going on, man? What's the word?
What's going on with you, brother?
Chilling, man. Happy to have you on P Films.
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here, man. Happy to be here.
That's a fact. First time on the show. Hopefully, won't be the last time. You did?
No, definitely won't be, man. Definitely won't be. We locked in, man.
Bad. So, since you're on the show for the first time, let's just start from the top. Well, the beginning. You're from Hempstead.
Yes.
What part of Hempstead are you from?
I'm from Parkside, to be exact.
Smooth. Can you tell the people that's not too familiar with Parkside, like what it's like growing up in Parkside?
Growing up on Parkside, man, it's like everywhere else. You know, being coming from the environment I come from, which they call like the ghetto or the hood, however you want to put it, man. Yeah. You know, Parkside has taught me a lot of things growing up in life. From whether it's basketball to hustling.
Yeah.
To music, just from being a man, period. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Parkside, we very different from different sides of town. You know what I'm saying? You could tell in our music. You could tell, you know what I'm saying, sometimes from the way we dress. You know what I'm saying? So we different from the different sides of towns.
That's what's up.
That's in Hempstead.
Now, with it being a ghetto and all that, do you feel like you witness like crazy shit going on, like gang violence or street shit?
I done witnessed it all, man. If you could think of it, I done witnessed it growing up where I come from. You know what I'm saying? From the drug epidemic, you know,
that's a fact.
To the gang shit, to you know, just the regular street, you know, street mentality of things, man. Like,
now you said before, you know, it taught you a lot, and just now you said you seen a lot of crazy shit too. What's one thing you could say? Well, the best thing you could say, growing up in Parkside taught you, and what's the one thing you could say you witnessed that was just crazy? Somebody shouldn't be witnessing.
The best thing growing up where I'm from is that knowing that I can make it, knowing the people that made it out from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You got Marvin Moore, Product GMB. You got my man A Plus. You know what I'm saying? You got Two Holloway, went to Xavier, now I'm playing ball overseas, you know what I'm saying? You got who else you got? You got Eric Ferguson, he went to Arkansas, another D1 ball player. Julius Irvin from the projects, when the projects was there, if you want to take it back that far, you know what I'm saying? So even going on to the point of I consider
you said Julius Irvin?
Julius Irvin, that's a fact.
What?
He grew up in Parkside Gardens, that's a fact.
Wow.
That's a fact, he did.
I didn't know that. That's what's up.
Even going on to the point of just, you know, I consider like the whole South Franklin, all that is really like my area, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's the Drive or Parkside, all at my area. South Franklin is super legendary. I mean, if you really want to take it back, Public Enemy recorded on South Franklin.
Smooth.
You know what I'm saying? Right across from Hollywood Store. I mean, my father was a part of the bomb squad with Public Enemy and Hank Shockley and Keith Shockley. You know what I'm saying? So just knowing that I come from that area and doing what I'm doing right now, I've been a firm believer that I can make it. You know what I'm saying? Doing what I'm doing because of the people that came before me.
That's what's up. Now, what's the one thing that you feel like was just some crazy shit with, like the craziest thing you witnessed?
The craziest thing I witnessed, man, God bless the dead, man, was two close friends of mine. They murders I was around for.
Damn, sorry to hear that.
So God bless the dead Eddie. God bless the dead Blizzy. So those is kind of like two of the worst things.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Word.
Definitely. Now, how about you yourself? Did you ever like get into gang violence or into street shit?
Absolutely.
Or you
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Hard not to, growing up in that environment.
Yeah, it's very hard not to. You know what I'm saying? I had my fair share. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna really get into detail, but I had my fair share, man.
But. Now I know there's like different hoods in the Hempstead. So many different hoods. Would you say that it's that the people are like everybody's on some, they cool with one another, or it's segregated?
Now, yeah. Like as I'm growing up, you know what I'm saying? It's more cooler now than what I've seen in my past and growing up, and I guess when my uncles and them and my cousins was growing up, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we couldn't go on certain sides of town sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you couldn't go on terrace, or sometimes you couldn't go on the heights. But as you got older, and I know as they got older, you know what I'm saying? These become your friends, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These become your boys, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't really hear about the town, like the town and like the different areas going about it now. Nah, I think that part of it faded away now.
That's what's up. Everybody just shouting out Hempstead. That's it.
Yeah, period. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. I agree.
Yeah.
Word. Now with everything going on, everything you know, with the crazy shit going on in Hempstead and all that, like when would you say you started? Because I know you play the drums.
Yeah, that's
now,
a fact.
When and how did you get involved in playing the drums? Especially like it's like, you know, with all the stuff going on, I'm like, oh, he played the drums. That's what's up. I didn't expect that.
I came out of the womb like with the music thing, man. My dad, which is Medoro Fats Hill, man. I mean, my dad, he grew up with playing drums in the church. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, he ended up running into Hank Shockley, my uncle Hank Shockley and Keith Shockley, and they put him up under the wing and put him a part of Spectrum.
Fine.
They had a DJ crew called Spectrum before they started the Public Enemy thing, you know what I'm saying? And they just molded my dad and put him on, and as they molded him and put him on, my dad was able to move around the industry and get different placements on different records. So I really just got it from him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can still remember me, young boy, on my grandmother couches with some pencils or anything I get my hands on, beating on her couches or whatever the case may be. You know, just the passion in it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
So that's how the music really got to me through my dad. You know what I'm saying? Hearing my grandmother play the old school blues records on the Saturday or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what's up.
So you started playing at church or just?
Yeah, I really started playing drums. It's kind of the same route that my dad took. You know what I'm saying? But the rap got to me before I started thinking about going on the road and playing for different people, like how he was on the road playing for different people. You know what I'm saying? So it just took a different path with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm still nice now, though. Don't get it twisted.
You think we could ever see you do a little set?
Absolutely, it's gonna come, man. They gonna get it at one of these shows or something, man. Real soon.
That'd be fire.
It's definitely gonna come. I always perform with a live band anyway, so
that's what's up.
I always try to pull up, no matter the venue, no matter the size. I always try to pull up with the band, and give them that.
Got you. Now, so at what point did you start saying to yourself, you know what? Like, I know you said the rap came to you and was just like, yo, I want to rap. Like, what do you feel like inspired that, and what point in your life were you?
I was in Newport News, Virginia, living with my dad.
Okay.
And my dad always had a bunch of CDs. Like, he had all kind of CDs, all kind of records. Like, it wasn't nothing that I didn't have access to music wise, right?
Yeah.
And I remember going through his CD collection, and I stumbled upon Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
And Can't Knock the Hustle. I just couldn't get over that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody can.
I couldn't get over it, and the vibes of it was so crazy. So going from then, me moving back with my mom in Hempstead, and then like going to high school, me and my friend, Half a Gram, they call him Half on the track. We started a little. It's funny that we had lunch money because we got it from my man Lou here, Coke Rap, and we started running with the Coke Rap, with the name Coke Rap. We started running with Coke Rap, and we was moving around with school. They had me battling all type of dudes, man. Like, I was just battling somebody every day. Every day I was under that underpath or on Tyler battling somebody, and you know what I'm saying? And God bless the dead, my man Snubs is the one who really, really made me take it serious. Dude Snubs used to be like, "You're gonna stay right here in this room, man. We're gonna turn the lights out. We're just gonna bang instrumental after instrumental and just rap. Just go. Just go. Like, you know what I'm saying?" And that's how I was on it. The Half used to just be like, "Yo, you come into my crib every day after school. We recorded something. So with that group, it was me, him, AK. If y'all familiar with Menace Cowabang, we all was in one group together, and we used to make some amazing music. I end up moving again from New York because I used to be back and forth between parents. Yeah. And I ended up moving again with my dad to Houston, Texas. And I'm sitting in the studio. He has a studio house. And I'm sitting in the studio house with my Uncle Sweat, who's one of my main producers now. Mm-hmm. And they're doing a joint on the artist that they had at the time named Asia. And Asia had a joint. And I'm just sitting there, I'm playing around. I'm just rapping to myself. So my Uncle Sweat look over to me. He was like, yo, you could do that again? I'm like, do what? I'm like, there's nothing. He was like, go in the booth then and do it. Mm. So I go in the booth, I do it. He was like, yo, hold up. He called my pops up. He plays it. So he playing a joint. So my pops, he bobbing his head. He like, yo, who this? So he was like, yo, why you playing? You need to get the paperwork for my nephew, nigga. Like, my nephew is face like, your nephew who? He said, your son, nigga. This nigga is fire. So, you know what I'm saying? Make a long story short, I'm just thinking I'm on. Like, yo, my pops is on, my uncle is on. These niggas got different plaques on the walls, about to be lit. Yeah. Long story short, man, them niggas made me earn it to get back in that booth for some time. You know what I'm saying?
What was so the things they made you do to earn it?
Man, like a lot of people say, like now when they watch my shows, they be like, yo, how are you so accustomed to that stage? Like, how are you so, like, one of the main things, I call it boot camp, man. Yeah. Living with my dad and doing this, because it's not a game, this is not a joke. We not going to waste no time with this, no nothing. Living with him and living in Houston, Texas, and him just molding me on doing this artist thing, man, it was like hot garage days, man. I'm talking about you in the garage all day. You got a big mirror. You know what I'm saying? Whatever songs you done wrote, before you even go in the lab, you're going to memorize them. You're going to stand in front of this mirror. You're going to perform it like it's a crowd in here. Facts. And you not leaving this garage until I feel like it's right.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? And I used to, I used to be tight, man. Like, I used to be really, really upset because I wanted to hang out. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to chill. I had friends. I had a couple chicks around. You know what I'm saying? Living in Houston, my pops had all the cars I had access to in the driveway. Crazy. Hot tub on the roof. Living in River Oaks. You know what I'm saying? A closet full of whatever. Like, it was all good. But being that I wanted to be an artist, he was going to make sure that I was molded right, and I was going to be right with it, and it wasn't going to be a joke just because of who my father was or who my father know or nothing like that. Right. So that's why I tell people too, yo, just because my pops got plaques and stuff on the wall and we got the same name and I'm Junior, that's his. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I got to get mine.
That's a fact.
Do you feel what I'm saying?
That's
so, yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, you once described your music as executive poetry. Can you explain that for the people?
Executive poetry, man, is basically, I learned the business first.
Yeah.
Before being an artist, man. I read a book by a dude named Kashif. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Kashif, but I read a book by a dude named Kashif called All About the Music Business. And All About the Music Business, man, it breaks down every aspect of the game, every aspect of the business to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My dad has tested me on this book several times in my life. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that I'm still sharp on my game. You know what I'm saying? Just in case if I have to go in the office by myself with just me and my lawyer and my dad or my uncle isn't present, I will know enough information to know what I'm talking about and what I'm speaking on. So the executive poetry things come from, like I said, Jay is one of the people who really inspired me to do this. So I follow him a lot still up until this day. Like his whole blueprint, I follow it a lot. You know what I'm saying? At a couple of my shows, you might see me dressed in a suit. You know what I'm saying? If you go back and if you see Jay-Z and you see what he does when he go back and do the records that's on Reasonable Doubt, he wears a suit.
That's a fact. He even did it on the last performance he had.
Yes, on B-side.
Suited up. Exactly, suited up.
With the what? What he had with him?
He had with the band.
Come on, talk to me.
Definitely.
You don't really catch a lot of new artists coming out doing that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So in my records, I speak executively in my records, you know what I'm saying, as well as still give you the street side, you know what I'm saying. But I give you that flyness of it, that grown man talk, that handkerchief in your pocket, you know what I'm saying, that behind the desk type of vibe. So that's where I get executive poetry from.
Fire.
Yeah.
I think that's you probably like one of the first artists I know that has their own genre, and like it's literally their own genre.
Yeah, and that's why I say a lot. I just be like, I'm literally in a lane of my own. You know what I'm saying? And I try to make when I make my records and I sit down, I try not to talk about what I hear on the radio daily. You know what I'm saying? I try not to talk about what I hear my peers talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a firm believer in if you stand on a rock on your own and you like. You stand out from everybody else. You know, you stand out from the crowd. They be like, well, who is this kid over here?
Yeah.
And what is he talking about? Well, look at his appearance. He doesn't, not to knock anybody, don't get me wrong, not to knock anybody, because I love a lot of artists that's out right now. But when they look at me, they be like, well, this kid doesn't have all the face tattoos, or this kid doesn't have the colorful hair. You know what I'm saying? This kid is just groomed like a grown man. And he's actually saying something clearly that I can hear.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the path that I'm on right now, man.
That's what's up. Word. Bad. Now, so growing up in the church, right? Now, what was it like? Because I feel like I grew up in the church too.
Right.
And it's like for somebody in the church to take on the path of doing hip hop, they call that secular music.
Right.
Did you receive any backlash from the churches?
No, I don't, because
that's what's up.
I mean, a lot of preachers that I know, I mean, my cousin's a preacher, my mother's an evangelist.
That's what's up.
I know a lot of bishops, they encourage me to do what I do.
Nice.
They encourage me to do what I do because I mean, I don't knock people, they say secular music. God made music, man.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it. If I'm not supposed to be doing this, he wouldn't be letting me do it. It wouldn't go the way it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't go right. I will know that this is not my calling. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I haven't had any bad feedback from any church members that I know of, or any, you know what I'm saying, any pastors or anything of that nature that I know of. They always encourage me to, you know what I'm saying, to fight for what I want, you know what I'm saying, and to make sure, you know what I'm saying, that this is what I want and to go hard at it. You know, my dad is a Muslim. My dad is a Muslim, man, and I've read both of the books, the Quran and the Bible. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In the Quran, they tell you to read all. God said read all His books. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't it's knowledge in all books. The Quran, the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's knowledge in all. So I've read them both.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? My mom's into the church, but my dad is a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've done bumped my head. I done been in the masjid. You know what I'm saying? I know how to pray. You know what I'm saying? Both ways, no matter how they want to pull it. So I'm just a firm believer of like, you know, it's just one God, and if I wasn't supposed to be doing what I'm doing, trust me, I wouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be doing it, man. Real talk.
Yeah. So we're having like parents with following two separate religions. Did that confuse you a bit, or did it affect you in any way, like as far as religion goes? Or
no.
Okay.
It didn't. And actually, I think I'm blessed to have that though. To be honest with you.
But why would you say that?
Because of the knowledge of it all. You know what I'm saying? Just gain from both religions. You know what I'm saying? Gaining the right proper knowledge from both religions, man. I mean. Yeah, that's dope, man.
Do you find that like with the religions, there's a lot of similarities or there's a lot of differences within them?
In some ways, yes, it is, man.
Yeah.
In some ways, yes, it is, man. In some ways, yes, it is, because the Bible tell you, period, not to eat pork.
Yeah, word.
A lot of people don't know that. So in some ways, it is, man. And my dad always told me, yo, Max, it's only one God, man. That's it. That's all it is, man. It's only one, man.
Well. Your dad seems to play a major role in how you move, yo. Like,
yeah, man, major role. Hard on me coming up, but I thank him for it. You know what I'm saying? Very frustrated as a youngin', when you know he was hard on me, but very thankful for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying now. You
That's
know what I'm
good.
saying? Very, very, very thankful for it. Yeah, man, played major role in me and my dad done almost went to fist blows sometimes, man. But it was always to make sure that his son didn't make the same mistakes that he did. You know what I'm saying?
Always good intentions.
Always good intentions. At that time, you know, you may not understand it, but at the end of the day, that's what it's always been, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Now, Love When I Do It. When you did that record, did you know it was gonna take off the way it did?
Absolutely not, bro.
Word.
I'm not even gonna hold you, man. No.
Cause that's a little different from what you usually do.
Exactly, and I was just about to say that, man. I was in the house, in the crib, man, chilling in the crib, just listening to some beats, man, and I stumbled over the joint. And I don't know what made me just, the beat, it was just kept going and going. I don't know. I don't know. The beat just kept going and going. My daughter busting the door like, love when I do it. Like just screaming it and then close the door. And I'm like, why she keep busting it? Like she keep busting the door, keep doing that. I'm like, yo, like why you keep doing that? Like what are you talking about? So then she making these faces and you know, just jumping around and just like, love when I do it. Like that's all she just kept saying at that time. So she go out the room one last time, so I'm sitting there, the beat playing, sitting there, and I just hear her voice in my head now, like, that's it. So I took that shit, and, yo.
She got the writing credits? No, I'm
yeah, like, I took that part of it, and that's what I came up with, and when I put it out, I made promo videos for it. When I put it out, I was just like, this ain't, you know what I'm saying? I can't make records like how these dudes be making records, man. Like, I'm from the era where you really, really gotta rap, man. I really can't, you know what I'm saying? So, the record was out, I won't lie, man. It was out for about a month and a half before I was, like, outside and heard my first car ride by with that shit playing.
That's fine.
And I'm like, yo, hold up, man, he's playing that shit. Man, I run into my man, Murder L, man, my man G Money brother, man, God bless his dad. We in front of the store, we on Parkside on Evans Ave, and he started playing this shit. I hear it come on, he started playing, and I'm just sitting in front of the store, so everybody like, yeah, that's Dory joint. They like, man, nigga don't rap, man. This ain't his joint, man. This joint fire. I've been banging this. They like, yo, nah, this is joint. So he called me to the car. He like, yo, this really you? So I'm like, yeah. He was like, nigga, my birthday coming up, nigga. You already know, man. I'm paying for everything, man. I'm paying for the video. I'm like, yo, why are you gonna pay for the video? He's like, yo, I got you, man. We gonna shoot that shit, man. Right out here, we gonna shoot it. Once I shot the video to like the regular version, niggas start tapping in. Yo, I need that remix, bro. I need that remix.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
It was so many people, yo, that wanted to be on that remix, yo. Like, I still get niggas that come to me now and be like, yo, should let me get a verse on that shit, man. You should let me get a verse on that shit. Word.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You think could we expect some more remixes from that or not?
Yo, man, I won't even lie to you, man. I don't know if other artists be feeling like this at some time, but the people love it. You know what I'm saying? They love the joint so much. It's been a couple times I done caught myself. I'd be like, yo, I'm not going to put this on the list tonight to perform.
I feel. But like you said, they love it.
I have to give the people what they want. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer in that. You know what I'm saying? My fans, my people who love me and love what I do, I got to give them what they want. So, it will forever be on the playlist because
people love it.
They love it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. And I seen you talking about timeless music. I feel like that's one of them. That's one of those songs that's timeless.
And that's without me even, you know, I don't know how other people do, but when I sit and I write, I'm gonna sit and write and be like, damn man, I gotta write this hit. This gotta be a hit. Yeah. This one right here, this gotta be a hit. And everything that I make is not a hit and is not fire. You gotta know that as an artist.
Thanks.
Everything that you make is not a hit and is not fire. You first of all, you gotta let the people decide, man. You gotta let the people decide, and don't force nothing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you forcing it, it's like
it's not gonna be a good result at the end. You know what I'm saying? So when I write, man, I just like to have a free mind, man. I just like to have a free mind. If it feel good to me, that's what you're going to get.
That's a fact.
You feel what I'm saying? If it feel good to me, that's what you're going to get. If it don't feel good to me, because it's been a couple times where I've been write records, I've been recorded joints, I will go back and listen and be like, that ain't it. Because I'm honest with myself at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You got to be honest with yourself before people. You know what I'm saying? You get out there with the people and shit, bro.
Exactly. And it's crazy that you said your daughter kept running in the room and doing that. I was watching an interview with Pitbull, and he was like, my kids are the best A&Rs that I have.
Kids are, man.
They know what's lit. They know what's lit.
And she always say, yo, Daddy, let me just hear what you got new. She always asks that, and I never deny her of that. You know what I'm saying? I never deny her of that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, you from New York, but you've been out to L.A., Vegas, Houston. Seems like you've been out everywhere.
Salt Lake City, Utah, and I lived there next to John Stockton. Word.
Damn, son.
Word, man.
So where would you say was the baddest shorties at?
H-Town, bro. Houston, son.
Everybody says that.
Yo.
It's like that.
The H is crazy. Yo, I ain't been in Houston in about like 6 years. And my man Source Walker, he told me when he first seen me when he came back this time, he like, yo, Max, they still know you out there, nigga. Like, they still love you out there. Like, you could pop out right now and they be like, yo, where you been? Like, still love. And,
that's what's up.
Yo, Houston is like New York, but spread out.
Okay.
Every night in Houston, it's lit.
Word.
It's lit. You just gotta be mobile. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Every night in Houston is lit. And what I love about it is like, your local, whether it's your local hustler, pusher, however you want to call it, whatever, everybody's getting money. Nobody beefing about the money because they know it's enough for all of them.
Yeah,
that's what I love about it.
Same New York.
That's what I love about it. Houston,
that's what's up.
That's my second home, B, for real.
That's what's up.
Houston, my second home, man.
Shout out to Houston, man.
Facts.
I've never been there. I gotta go.
Man, you will love it, and the food is delicious.
The way you talking, I might go there and never come back.
Hey, man. Hey, man, that's how it be. That's how it be.
Now, I know you got a relationship with Carl Thomas. Can you talk about that?
Uncle Carl.
Word.
Carl and I actually met. Him and my dad been knowing each other for a long time. Back when Carl first started messing with Puff or whatever the case may be. Him and my dad came to relationship, through my uncle James Jenkins. Jimmy Jenkins actually helped run Uptown Records with Andre Harrell.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So through my uncle Jimmy, that's how the relationship with Carl came about. And one day, I'm in the studio with Carl, and he's recording some joints, and we laughing, we playing around in there, and he was like, no, all jokes aside. He said, nephew, I'm gonna tell you. He said, if I gotta leave you with the best jewel ever, this is what I'm gonna leave you with. Always keep a shoebox. So when he said always keep a shoebox, I looked at him like he was crazy. Like, yo, what are you talking about? Always keep a shoebox. He like, man, always keep you a shoebox for a rainy day, because you just never know.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And he's talking about the industry. You never know when is your last, man. Like, you just never know when the run is going to be over. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
You just never know. And I think Carl was one of them people who was affected by, the not knowing that it could come to an end. You know what I'm saying?
He was doing his thing. But
absolutely. He hit records out of this world.
Somewhere I feel like it died down a little bit.
Right, but Carl is still an icon.
That's a fact. Yeah, definitely.
Carl still get booked, man. I mean, every year at the Essence Festival, he's like one of the main headliners there. So, yeah, Carl Thomas is a very close person to me, man. Real cool dude, man.
That's what's up.
Love him for that.
That's what's up. Now, you said something in an interview which was a little interesting to me. Well, you said, I don't do music for the same reason people do it. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you mean by that? Like, what reason do you do the music for?
I do it because it's the love I have for it, man. Just the passion I have for it, man. Like I don't care about a TV. I'm not a. I done played your 2Ks and all that, but I'm not a video game head. Coming up as a kid, it might sound funny to people, but I wasn't into cartoons.
Yeah.
Cartoons didn't make me laugh.
He sounded like an angry dude. He said cartoons that made me laugh.
Seriously, I needed video music box, man.
Wow.
That's what I needed.
That's what you gravitated to.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I gravitated to. Watching my man Donnie Simpson, Video Soul.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Ed Lover and Dr. Dre on the MTV Jams. That's what caught my attention as a youngin'. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it all comes from my father just putting that music in me at an early age. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted to do. It came a point in time where my mother used to, like, if I got in trouble in school, she's like, yo, you're not playing drums nowhere. In church, nowhere. Like, you just not. It was to the point where she just figured, like, restricting music from me because that's what I love to do. Yeah. That will be a punishment. You know what I'm saying? For me. So when I say that I don't do the music for the same reason they do it, I've come to see a lot of people just do music because they see the person next to them, or they see somebody on TV with this chain or this watch or this car, and they like, yo, if I spit a couple of verses, I can have that too. Yeah. But is the music really in your soul though? Facts. Is the music really, really in your veins? Yeah. Is it in your heart? You know what I'm saying? My man, I like the hottest. The hottest youngin' to me right now is YBN Corday. Yeah, he is the hottest youngin' to me right now. And what he said was, I'm not a rapper, I'm a musician. Yeah. And I feel the same way. He couldn't make it any clearer. Because I truly am a musician first at heart. Facts. I truly am. Because I know how to play music, you know what I'm saying? I know how to play instruments, you know what I'm saying? I learned how to play the bass a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Learning that from my uncle and my dad, you know what I'm saying? I haven't really tried to sit down and play the keys, but my Uncle Sweat, you know what I'm saying? He's a keyboard player and an organ player and all that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still going to be learning how to play different instruments as long as I'm here on this earth, because that's what I'm into. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The music is what I'm accustomed to, man.
That's what's up. Yeah. Now, I know you just said you had a daughter. Like, you know, a lot of people always say when you have a child and all that, they affect your music as far as whether it be positive, negative. Yeah. What ways would you say she affected you? Well, impacted. I don't want to say impacted your music.
Man. I mean, my kids, period. Cause I got boys too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. How many kids you have?
I got a daughter and a son. Zori and Adonis. So, like, my kids just an inspiration, man.
That's what's up.
Inspiration, period. They move me. Shout out to Kingston. They move me, man. Like, they move me to do what I have to do. Cause at the end of the day, it ain't for me. It's for them. Yeah. And for their kids. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's the legacy I'm trying to leave. You know what I'm saying? So they motivate me every day to get up and do it. Whether I'm in the studio, whether I'm in the meeting for my dad. Yeah. Whether I'm on conference calls, every day is just something for me. Especially since we got this water into play. I'm just set that to the side because I don't know if you got questions about that. But yeah, man, this is the Baby Liquids Club right here.
We was gonna get to it.
So they see it,
but they can see it right now.
Absolutely.
We're gonna tap into that. That's what's up. Uh-huh. Now, Jay-Z, as you said, Jay-Z seems to be a huge inspiration.
Yes.
Right? He seems to be a huge inspiration, and you've already said why. So now we can talk about the business side. You're a CEO yourself.
Yes, sir.
All right. Can you explain to the people like the business and everything?
As far as
I know, how many businesses do you have?
All right. Well, I am the CEO of the Drop Firm. The Drop Firm. The Drop Firm is basically we house DJs, producers, and artists. You know what I'm saying? And we house some of the top ones in the world that you know of. DJ Melstar is on only the Drop Firm. DJ Superstar J is on only the Drop Firm. DJ Just is on only the Drop Firm. My man DJ Novocaine. I have a bunch of DJs under me. Shout out to Enjo the Hitmaker. Shout out to Candace. They both They're both artists in their own right. You know what I'm saying? So over there at the Drop Firm, we just want to provide great music, man.
Wow.
We just want to provide the you know, that real, what we like to call real music. You know what I'm saying? Just take it back to the essence of things. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of artists don't understand that you need the DJ.
Absolutely.
If a lot of artists don't understand that, a lot of club promoters don't understand that as well.
Yep.
If the DJ don't show up, but you trying to play music from your phone, that crowd is gonna leave.
Yep.
The crowd is gonna be gone.
DJ
You know what I'm saying? So the DJ, to me, is very, very, very important when it comes down to the music. You know what I'm saying? So we have a show that we shooting right now called Scratch Life.
So
You know what I'm saying? I it's gonna be on a major network, but I can't tell you the network right now until the paperwork is up. But Scratch Life is basically the day in the life of a DJ. How sometimes the DJ doesn't, as well as artists. So you will see me on the show, some of the DJs that I've named, just a day in the life of what we go through out here, trying to do what we do here. You know, the DJs will go into different clubs. Sometimes security like getting nasty with the DJ at the door. Security like breaking fly. Sometimes the DJ's late. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the promoter got a million excuses on why they $50 or $75 or $100 short on the DJ money. Now the promoter and the DJ getting into it. You know what I'm saying? So it just shows how they promote brands and don't get paid for brands, because a lot of DJs, they only give them just product. They don't pay you for being an ambassador. You know what I'm saying? So it's just showing the day in the life of the DJ and the artist, and how we gotta fight to get to where we need to be and where we want to be in the music industry.
I think that's a great show, because you even making me see like, damn, the DJ is well important.
Yeah, man. Scratch Life is definitely gonna be dope, man. We've been in and out of Vegas, LA. We even shot scenes here, man, and it's coming along well, man. Like yo, this show was fire. Like I'm not even gonna hold you. Like it's some juicy parts on there. Like it's a part on there where me and my pops got into it on that.
Yeah, which I got into
in the studio. Yeah, you wanna know what's crazy? He was telling me about, I can't give the person's name, but somebody was coming to my studio session just to check me out. A real big producer came, and my dad was telling me the producer, they rap too. So he was like, yo, I'm kind of real. A lot of people done came into my dad's life, and he done try to help them do their music thing. And I watch a lot of people get money from my dad and just splurt off. I watch my dad do a lot for a lot of people, and it's like they always give him they ass to kiss. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very defensive this time around when it comes to that, especially that I'm like the main artist on the Drop Firm. Like I'm the number one on the ship right now. So when you start mentioning that, oh, another rapper or something was coming, I get very defensive. Not knowing who the person was, I was just very defensive. Like, yo, Dad, you can't bring no other rapper in the spot right now. Like, not right now. Like, not while I'm recording my album. Like, what are they supposed to be coming to do? Like, I got so many questions. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we end up getting into it because he, over the person who it was, like, we just had a little conversation, and I'm trying to tell him that, how can I put it? I'm trying to tell him that I don't consider this person as much as a rapper as he thinks this person was a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I consider them more of a producer than a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And I guess my words, the way I said it, it didn't come out right to him. So we got into, you know what I'm saying? We got into a little, you know what I'm saying?
And we can't know who the person is.
You want to know what's crazy? Nah, I can't tell you right now. I gotta wait to see the show. But you wanna know what's crazy though? When we was walking out to go to leave though, to hop in the car, whatever the case may be, and it was like, you still my nigga, though. I still love you. Like, just dap me up, like, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? It just be, you know, I'm older now, man. So now that I'm older, like, me and my pops relationship, man, it's like, it's always been like, father and son, you know what I'm saying? It's always been that, the father and son thing, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, we got a crazy relationship.
That's what's up. Seems like you guys a pretty good understanding.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
Absolutely.
Now I have a question. With you being very like business mind, like now and you mentioning there's times DJs don't get paid or things like that happen. If you're in a predicament like that, I'm not sure if you ever been in a predicament like that where people don't give you what they agreed to give you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle that? Being a businessman, but also coming from the streets and being a rapper. What's the best way you think to go?
The best way
that?
to handle it, to be honest, the best way to handle it, even though I will be upset. Anybody will be upset. Anybody will be angry. Just being professional about it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stick to the paperwork. I'm gonna let you say what you want to say on the spot, and we're gonna go back to that paperwork and handle it that way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because anything that I'm doing, is gonna be some paperwork involved. We're gonna have some black and white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have some signatures on here.
Okay.
So if you don't abide by that paperwork, then you
do business.
You know, will come with after that. I'd rather just take it that way. I'd rather go that way. The paperwork, with our agreement, whatever we agreed upon. Yeah. I don't like verbal agreements, black and white. You know what I'm saying? So if it don't go the way you saying it's supposed to go, what we got here in this paperwork, by any means, my lawyers will be seeing your lawyers.
Or let them handle that.
Right.
That's a fact.
Because extra me flying up versus me flying off the hinges.
Yeah.
And doing something. Now I'm in court for something that, you know what I'm saying now? Or
you
somebody
more money.
Or they saying his temper is out of there, you know what I'm saying? I don't want people to think like that about me. I just always want to keep it professional and just keep it businessman. Just always be known for that. You know what I'm saying? So it won't be no other type of
facts. Yeah. And I see you got the water, so how did you get involved with the Liquid Club?
My father is the CEO and the
smooth.
owner of the Liquids Club.
That's what's up. How's it doing? How's the business going?
Liquids Club is it's great. I got off a crazy conference call before this, but it's great, man. I mean, yeah, man. It's great to see the process. I didn't agree with it in the beginning stages because my dad was so much on the music thing and building everything with me as far as my album and my stuff goes, that one day he just decided to wake up and come with this idea and X the music out for a second, and I wasn't understanding that then.
Yeah.
So we definitely got into it. I just didn't understand it, you know. I really didn't understand it. To be honest with you, I've cursed, you know what I'm saying? All kind of, you know what I'm saying? Told him he didn't care about me, didn't care about my kids, nothing that I had going on. I just didn't, cause I'm like, what do you know about water? Like, you've been doing music your whole life, you know what I'm saying? You've known all throughout this industry. Why? What are you talking about water? You know what I'm saying? Like, we supposed to be doing this music. What are you talking about? Well, I just didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand it in the beginning stages. About, I want to say about 2.5, well, I'm going to say about 2.5, 3 years ago, we just now really getting our relationship back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We just now getting our relationship back intact to where it need to be.
That's what's up.
But he has, he's told me a lot about this, though.
Yeah.
Every day I'm learning something new about the water game, man. Something about it to the point where he has me sitting in meetings, has me on all type of conference calls, all these different type of numbers flying around. I never even sat at the table or heard of, you know what I'm saying? And he's just rewarded me with that CEO position recently, man. I've been having that position for about 2 weeks, man.
Oh yeah, congratulations, man.
Yeah, so I think he sees something in me, you know what I'm saying now, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, I think, seeing something in me now. I just maturing a lot better, you know what I'm saying? Really just taking my craft and everything that I'm doing more serious, you know what I'm saying? But
that's what's up.
This water though, man, like, yeah, man, it's a dope idea because he had to talk to me about it another way. Let me explain something to y'all.
Yeah. Explain the water to the people.
Us, man. When you go as an artist, when you get signed, however it be, you go into the industry, however it be, you looking for Puma, you looking for Adidas, you looking for Sprite, you looking for Coke, you looking for a brand.
Yeah, that's going to endorse you,
that's
be
gonna
ambassador.
endorse you.
Yeah.
I'm going to come through the gate with my own.
There you go.
And you ain't going to have no choice but to mess with these records.
That's a fact.
You're not going to have a choice but to mess with these records. So all this time, this is what he's been trying to get me to see.
Yeah.
Like, son, is more. And he had to tell me, look at your man Jay. Like, a million times, he used to say, look at your man Jay. You always talking about Jay. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be executive. But the whole time he trying to tell me, like, Jay ain't get to be a billionaire by just rap,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
It's a lot more to it than just being an artist and rapping. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more to it. So, yeah, man.
Facts. That's what's up.
And a lot of people, I'm starting to meet all kind of people just off the water game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they like, Dad, can you do music too? Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
I
like,
never
that's
heard about that.
different.
I never heard that.
You know what I mean? People done came to me like, yo, you from right here where I'm from, and you got oil? Like, I never seen.
Thing. So how can somebody purchase the water?
Well, go to www.theliquidsclub.com. Go there. You know what I'm saying? Just follow the simple steps, man. It's up there. Follow the simple steps, and we gonna get right with you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, I know you said you're working on the album. When can we expect the album?
Album will be soon. It's not done yet. I've been working on this album for 2.5 years, man.
Damn.
2.5 years, and I don't regret the time at all.
Yeah, definitely.
Cause your first appearance is gotta be your best.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Your
It's
first
major.
impression is your best impression. You know what I'm saying? And with doing music, man, it's just a jewel for y'all. Don't rush, man. You don't gotta rush. You don't gotta rush, because if it's timeless, it's timeless. It's gonna always be here.
Mm-hmm.
No matter when they get it, it's gonna always be here. You know what I'm saying? I moved out here. I used to want to rush my pops. Yo, Dad, get on, Dad, come on, Dad. You know such and such and such. Dad, come on. All you gotta do is this. All you gotta do is go to such and such office. You know what I'm saying? And just realizing, man, like, it's a time for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a time for everything, man. And just hopefully, man, I'm hoping by next year, man, y'all get this, man. I will be going back to Vegas within the next couple weeks. It's supposed to be the last run on wrapping the album up. So I'm going to, I got a nice 8-piece. I'm gonna go record this 8-piece that I got to add on to the other 40 something, damn near 50 records are already recorded for the album. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, mad songs.
We gonna sit down. Yeah, we gonna sit down and get them. I'm working on the EP as well at the same time, right now as well too. I can't tell y'all the producer that I'm working with on that because it's supposed to be a surprise. But it's 7 joints.
Okay.
You'll get the EP before you get the album, I'm sure. But it's gonna be 7 joints, all produced by one producer. And yeah, man, I'm 4 joints in on that, so I got 3 more to write on that. You know, just running around with the water and doing everything. You know, when I get my chance to sit down, then I'm on them. Plus the joints that my Uncle Sweat sent me in for the album. You know what I'm saying? To pick from if I want to write to it or not, or if I'm feeling it or not. I have them tweak it up or whatever the case may be. Send it back. We do what we do. Gotcha. Yeah, it's busy for me right now. Like, I can't. You know how kids sit around and be like, I'm bored. I got nothing to do.
Yeah.
I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Always gotta be working.
It's never. I can't sit around and tell you right now, yo, I'm bored. I got nothing to do, because
it's
always something to do, man.
Facts.
I can't hit my pops and be like, yo, I'm chilling for the day. It ain't no chilling.
He seemed like the type. He's going on.
It ain't no chilling. You heard on the call before. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
It's not a game, man. A lot of people be like, yo. It took a lot of people to see, because, you know, when you're posting things on the internet, and stuff like that. You posting stuff on the internet. People be like, I see you posting. Like when the water first started, we just posting pictures.
Yeah.
Like just pictures, like artwork of the bottle. You know what I'm saying? So people just like, I ain't talking this water shit.
Word.
So when they start seeing it in my hand,
now they know it's real.
They start seeing the liquid, and a couple people done pull up on me and got a bottle, and they really twisted that cap. They like,
it's lit.
They reading. They see the bottle is like it's shelf ready. Like it is.
Facts.
You can't do this without the FDA. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
This have to be FDA approved. Like, so yes.
That's what's up. Now I know you said, you know, there's numbers being thrown out on the conference calls. Like, I mean, can we talk about the numbers? Or
I can't speak on the numbers. Just know that I've always been around numbers. You know what I'm saying? Living with, like I say, I live with my mom, I live with my dad. I got the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My dad come from the streets. My dad come from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Southside Jamaica, Queens. He moved to Long Island in 1980. He went to Hempstead High School. You know what I'm saying? My pops was one of the first people to have that thing out here on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Back when he was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? You could ask the Father Bulls and the Swingers in Hempstead. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you. They'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? But I had the best of both worlds coming up. You know what I'm saying? Living with moms, I wasn't always able to get everything that I always wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of, you know, I'm in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, family's not fortunate in the hood, you know what I'm saying? But I go live with my pops, who is on all types of tours, you know what I'm saying? He making all types of records for different people. I'm having a good life here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But having both of them made me appreciate life and things just way more. That's why people be asking me like, yo, how could you still stay out here in Hempstead with all the stuff your pops got going on? Why you moved back here from Vegas and all that? Like, people don't understand, like, it don't matter where I'm at, bro. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. It don't matter where I'm at. I'm still grateful.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to still be grateful, because the richest of the richest, boy, you don't want their problems.
That's a fact, yo. I tell everybody that. I'm like, yo, everybody, we living in an entrepreneurship like
bro,
time. Everybody wants to be that. I'm like, yo, bro, it's not easy. Some of you gotta just go get a 9 to 5.
For real. It's not.
They don't realize that though.
It's not, man. It's not. And these people are blowing me up right now. But I'm in the interview. I'm gonna call you right back. I'm doing the interview. Like, I'm on the camera right now. All right. Yeah. So they was blowing, like, they just kept doing. I had to answer that, man.
That's all good. It's
yeah.
all good.
So what was I saying? They just threw me all
just
the way
basically
off.
the entrepreneurship,
yeah,
like
man,
how it's
just,
difficult.
It's just difficult, man. It's very, very, very difficult, man. So growing up here and then just visiting different places where my dad has lived around the world, I'm very, very grateful and thankful for it, man. It's taught me a lot. It's taught me to appreciate a lot, man.
Yeah.
To appreciate a lot, whether you're up and down. Because, to believe it or not, man, I watch my pops get millions of dollars and lose it all, get millions of dollars again, lose it all, be on his couch, rubbing his feet together, scratching his head, like, yo, because that's what he accustomed to having.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I watched him several times get millions and millions of dollars, lose it, blow it, whatever he want to do. This time, he just on it like, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? He done, nigga, the ball out, that didn't even matter. Balling out, that didn't even matter. Like, niggas already did it. And that's what I be trying to tell dudes out here too. I be like, yo, bro, I done seen a lot, I did a lot, I done been behind the wheel of some of the hottest cars in the world. Like, my driveway before, I had an elevator in my crib, bro. I take it right to the hot tub.
Different.
Word to mother. River Oaks in Houston, Texas, man. River Oaks, bro.
Fire.
255 Fairview. Right there, bro. You know, the first, what was her name? The first black astronaut lady. I forgot her name, man.
I don't even know that.
What's her name, man? It's the lady. She was the first black astronaut to go up into space, man. Lady. Lived right next door to me.
Fire. Somebody gonna have to comment that when I put this out.
In Houston, Texas, man. Y'all could Google her. First black astronaut lady lived right next door to me, man. Watch them build her crib from the ground up. So I'm thankful for seeing stuff like that. coming from where I come from, because
Exactly.
I know that
Exactly.
it's a lot of people that never saw nothing like that in their life, and they probably won't.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful enough that I could tell my men these stories or try to motivate the youngins. You know what I'm saying? Let them know whatever you want to do, put your mind to it and get it done.
That's a fact.
Whether your parent, I don't care if your parents tell you you can't do it. Put your mind to it, keep God first, and get it done. Period, point blank, man. Period, point blank. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do, man.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, is there anything you would like to tell the people before tapping out? Anything you got on your mind?
Oh, man. Yo, only thing I can tell y'all, man, is like I was just saying, man. Stay prayed up.
Word.
Anything you want to do out here, anything you want to do, you could do it, man. You can do it. I'm a firm believer. You could do it, man. Don't let nobody tell you, yo, just because you hear a number and they say it's going to cost this much or it's going to cost that. Yo, man, get out there and grind for what you want, because you never know who you can meet. This is why I love networking. Don't ever, listen, the day that you cut yourself off from networking, the day that you feel like you better than the next person to even network, you're done.
Word.
You stopping
Word.
yourself. You cutting yourself short.
That's
You never know who you could encounter with. No matter how good you think you are, you never know who you could encounter with, man. You never know who you could come across, man.
Yep.
You just never know. And the crazy thing is, it could look like they not even somebody.
Yep.
And you just don't even know the
And
knowledge
that
they got, or the connection that they got, because they ain't got on some jewelry or they don't got on the hottest kicks right now or the freshest hat right. You never know, man.
I agree.
You never know. This is why I'm always willing to shake somebody's hand. I'm always willing to hear somebody out. I don't care what you do. Cameraman, engineer, producer, even if you're another water company. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just into building. You know what I'm saying? And making myself better and making what's around me better.
Facts. With that being said, man, listen, Maxx Bond, I appreciate you coming through on the P Film Show. Know what I mean?
Yes, sir. You already
Let's
know.
get it. They already know. They ain't tapping in. They tapping out.
They tapping out.
Let's
Yes,
get it.
sir.